Yeah, take that, Matt. You finally got him, man. Although, if Matt's not the first one to make a comment, I'm get kind of worried about him. You know what I mean? Hey, Fools, did you do anything special for St. Patrick's Day? I think you're Irish, aren't you? I celebrated like a true Irishman. What a great weekend this weekend was. Traveling Fools had an amazing live stream on Friday night. Edward the Trash Talker had one of the most epic live streams in the history of YouTube on Saturday night for 6 hours. What time did we get off of there? It was almost 3 o'clock in the morning, I think. He was trying to get off at around 1 a.m. We strung him along for 2 more hours. Low T, bro. Yeah, I was getting to that. So yeah, I mean, there was just some epic live streams this weekend. Traveling Fools, Edward, and then the show yesterday. Yeah, it took an unfortunate turn, but look, nobody can. Well, I guess people could. I guess people could accuse some people in this community of manufacturing fake arguments for entertainment or something. Although I believe it's pretty easy to tell when somebody's being serious or not. You know what I mean? Yeah, but yesterday's show was interesting to say the least. I'll just leave it at that.
The human element remains. It can lend itself to safety or turn a routine situation into a dangerous one.
What's up, Nature Boy?
It's danger time.
Now, yes, yesterday was probably about as good as a Sunday can possibly go for me. It included everything that I like to do. I mean, everything. And on top of that, I got to hang out with my older sister for a few hours, so that's always good. And I see her pretty regularly because she's my only sibling that still lives in Charleston. But I probably don't see her as much as I should. She's very, I'm not busy and important, but she is. She's very a busy and important person. What's up, dog behind enemy lines? What's up, Jeremy? But yeah, so yesterday morning, took my sister to the gun range. I wasn't going to go, but I was going for her. Because she just bought a new gun a couple weeks ago, her first. Anyway, I helped her through all that whole process, and I take her once or twice a month. She's still trying to learn how. I mean, she knew absolutely nothing about owning or handling or anything, a firearm in her life until 3 weeks ago. So anyway, we went and did that. Then came back to the house here, and she visited with me and Mrs. Peete and our kids for a couple hours. Then Mrs. Peete yesterday. Now, although I'm Irish, I don't consider St. Patrick's Day to be a serious holiday. You know what I mean? Look, I'm not circling St. Patrick's Day on my calendar as some sort of highlight of the year, okay? That's what I'm saying. But Mrs. Peete went all in on the Irish dinner. She made an Irish dinner for your boy. And I gotta say, it was amazing and fantastic. It was, what was it? Irish meatballs. Some kind of potato dish. I want to say it was more like home fries, kinda. You know what I mean? Anyway, it was like a crispy potatoes, which were awesome. And of course, you can't have an Irish meal without some kind of cabbage in it. So we had a whole head of cabbage, and she made some kind of, I don't even know what that, I'm sure it's got a name. Basically what she did was like sliced up the cabbage into like chunks, I guess is what you would call it. Almost like a steak, if that makes any sense. Then she put oil on them, olive oil, salt, pepper, feta cheese, and something else. Oh, balsamic glaze. And she roasted that in the oven for like an hour or something. So yeah. Irish meatballs, cabbage, and potatoes. No, we didn't have shepherd's pie. No. It is good, though. Yeah, poor Slaw. I tried to call. I don't know what happened yesterday during the Bad Bitch show. I tried to join the StreamYard whenever Paul came on there because I had something I wanted to say to him. But I don't know what happened because I used... a lot of the times when I go on these StreamYards, I'm in my studio like I am now, and I don't have any issue there. But so Saturday night, I was on and off on Edward's show for 6 hours, and I didn't have any problem. I was using my phone, and I didn't have any problems. I don't know, but yesterday I tried to go on the Bad Bitch show, and it wouldn't. You know how when you join a StreamYard, you know, it asks you to get access to your microphone and your camera and all that, and you say yeah. And then whenever you join the StreamYard, there's a little thing on the bottom where you can mute your microphone or your camera and vice versa. That wasn't on there. So my thing was muted, and I couldn't take it off of mute. And I have no idea why. So I tried to come in and out a couple times to see if it was just like a glitch. And so anyway, make a long story short, I didn't come on the show. I tried to. Because I had something I wanted to say to Paul. Shepherd's pie is the sheep? What? What's up, Volusia? What's up, Brad Pitt? Vic Tube? I am tired, though. Definition of burning the candle at both ends, all weekend for me. Going to bed extremely late and waking up extremely early every single day starts to take its toll on you after a while. But hey, I'm alive. And that's all that really matters. What's up, Nick? What's up, C-Raw? Have I ever made a gun collection video, Pete? No, I've thought about it though. If I do that, I'll post it on this channel. I think I have enough of a collection now to make it worth actually shooting that video. You know. Are there shepherds in China? Well, there's definitely sheep. There's definitely sheep. I'm going to piggyback a little bit off of... let me turn this music off. All right, bye-bye music. It was fun while it lasted. So I'm going to piggyback a little bit off of what Uncle Lou was talking about on the morning show this morning. I'm not going to go through the whole thing. They spent a good amount of time talking about the Edward Snowden and Julian Assange, fiascos. So I'm not going to get into that again. I think everyone's pretty familiar with both of those things. But anyway, somebody in the chat brought up the Boeing whistleblower that died in Charleston last week. Well, here, let's do this. I'll pull up a little article on it, and there might be a video too. But anyway, before I read the article here, essentially what happened was this guy worked for Boeing. I think he might have worked in the Seattle Boeing plant or whatever. He was like an inspector. He inspected the planes, but before they were sold and shipped out. And I don't know what happened, if he got fired or quit or what. But anyway, he basically came out and told things that Boeing was doing that was, frankly, illegal. Just not good, right? So he was set to do a deposition here soon in the case against Boeing based on his claims of what they were doing, that they shouldn't have been doing. So the guy flies to Charleston to do something here, because there's a Boeing plant here in Charleston. And they find him dead in his truck in the hotel parking lot downtown Charleston at the Round Holiday Inn, which anybody who's ever been to Charleston or is familiar with Charleston, that's sort of a landmark hotel down there because it's round. So it looks weird. And there's like a nice restaurant at the top of it. You can sit there and eat dinner and look over the city. Anyway. But he's been saying I don't know how long this has been going on. I'm assuming a couple of years at least. And he's been publicly saying to, his family and friends, I'm not suicidal. He had a feeling that this might happen, basically. He said if I turn up dead, it wasn't suicide. And, he turned up dead. And they did rule it as a suicide. Self-inflicted gunshot wound to the head. So, here's the, I don't even know which, this is per The Conversation, whatever outlet that is. A former Boeing employee who raised concerns about the company's safety and production standards was found dead on March 9th before he could provide his final deposition in an ongoing lawsuit against Boeing. John Barnett died from what appeared to be a self-inflicted gunshot wound, according to the police. For more than 3 decades, Barnett worked at Boeing, including as a quality manager at North Charleston plant here in South Carolina. which manufactures the 787 Dreamliner. In 2019, Barnett and a dozen other workers blew the whistle on Boeing in a New York Times story, claiming its manufacturing process prioritized speed over public safety. I saw an interview with this guy where essentially what he said was they would send, a group of 2 or 3 or 4, whatever, inspectors like he was, to inspect these planes for safety and quality. Again, before they sell them and ship them off to whatever airline's buying them. So he went this one time and found like 140 safety violations on one aircraft. So he was flying back and forth from Seattle to Charleston, I believe. Charleston is where they finish the manufacturing thing and they ship them off to whoever's buying them. It's the last step of the process. I think the engines are made in Seattle and some of the other stuff, and then they basically all assemble it all in Charleston and then ship them out. Anyway, so he came to Charleston to inspect these planes, went back with like 140 safety violations on this one aircraft. He got reprimanded for it. Basically, the next time that a safety check needed to be done, they didn't send him, they sent somebody else. And they came back with like only a handful of safety violations. And I guess he asked one of his coworkers, what's the deal? There's no way that they resolved those 150, problems this quickly. And the person told him, well, they only gave us about a quarter of the time needed to do it. So that's the reason that we only found so many violations this time. So he went public with that information. That's the bottom line. So, and now he's dead. And he was going to essentially testify against Boeing in this lawsuit. So I don't think there's a person with more than 2 brain cells to rub together that thinks that this guy killed himself. I mean, and shame on the police if they're not at least investigating this as a possible murder. They've called it a suicide. I don't know if that just means they're going to just, it's a closed case closed, move on. But they would be stupid to not at least try to investigate this as a possible murder. I don't know. Safety standards on planes are overrated. Yeah. Yeah. Who cares if they work? So, that's it. And what this does do, though, unfortunately, this guy's dead. That's the most unfortunate part. But unfortunately, in the future, anybody who is thinking about coming out and saying things about Boeing or any other company like Boeing may have reservations about it because they don't want to die. So, Slim says another reason for him not to fly. Has anybody heard from Mike Saha since Saturday? I did see that he was live streaming yesterday. I didn't click on the stream, but it did pop up that he was live streaming, which is no shock to me. He live streams every single day. Slim, the real reason that you have no interest in flying is because you're on the no-fly list. That's the reason. So, has anybody ever been on one of those, the ones they make here, the 787 Dreamliner? I've never been on one. I'll tell you, it's right by the airport. The Boeing plane is. Every time you drive by there, you see the amount of planes that they build and sell on a monthly basis is absolutely insane. I mean, but they're selling to every airline in the world. So You go by there. It appears to me that most of the planes that they sell, they're selling to Asia. Well, mainly Asia. Asia and the Middle East, because that's when you drive by the yard where they have the planes finished before they ship out, and they've got the decals on all the planes, and there'll be 2 dozen of them lined up out there, and almost all of them are some sort of Asian airline or Middle Eastern airline. But I've never been on one of those before, but I know that they're nice. I think they're 2 stories. They're double deckers. And I've heard that they have some of them have a bar in there. During, I guess when you're going on an overseas flight, you can get up and go sit at a bar and have a drink, get out of your chair. So they're huge. Let's see if I can find a picture of one. I'm sure I can. See here. Boeing 787 Dreamliner. Yeah, look at this. Look at this. It's a big son bitch. Look at that picture. Now, I don't know if that's real or if that's just like a concept design or something. That's what it looks like. I think some of them even have sleeping quarters for first class people. You can lay down, kind of like a train. Yeah. Yeah, here's one right here. This is the Charleston plant. Anyway. Yeah, Paul, we pretty much covered that. I did a video on stewardesses once. Remember, wasn't that last summer when I was doing my commissioned rants videos? I can't remember. Was it Fools that told me to do a rant about stewardesses? I think it was. Yeah. Which, by the way, I should say I was wrong about something in that rant about stewardesses. I was going on and on about how stupid it is to have seatbelts in planes because if the plane crashes, the seatbelt's not going to save you. But there was that story, what was it, last month or something. What was it, some sort of Alaskan flight or something? The side panel blew off. And the people that were sitting next to that, if they didn't have their seatbelt on, they would have been sucked out of the plane. So I was wrong. There is a good reason to have seatbelts on a plane. I don't hate stewardesses. I was paid to rant about them, so I had to pretend to hate them for 10 minutes, which I did. And I did a pretty good job of it, too, if I do say so myself. Yeah, turbulence, too. I would prefer not to get sucked out of a plane. I mean, if I have a choice, Pete, you can either get sucked out of a plane or you can not get sucked out of a plane. I think I'm choosing not getting sucked out of a plane. That'd be my choice. It's not ideal. It would be a hell of a ride. All that is skydiving without a parachute. Whee! Anyway, I'm not going to do news today either. I might just have to suspend the news segment till fucking election's over with. And I know you guys say, well, just don't read those stories. Well, it's 90% of the stories or more. And then I get mad just reading the headline. I don't know. Can they just go ahead and... Can we just have this election like tomorrow? Tomorrow's Tuesday. Let's just do it tomorrow, please. Everyone already knows who they're voting for. Look, if Trump wins, Biden can still stay in the White House till January. But we can just go ahead and get this shit over with now, so we can get back to our lives. Some resemblance of normalcy, if there's even such a thing. What's up, Volusia?
What's happening?
It's Monday, man. How you doing?
I'm doing okay. I just got back from vacation, so.
Oh, is that where you've been?
Yeah, I went down under, mate.
Oh yeah, you told us you were going there.
Yeah.
Yeah. How was it?
It was fucking awesome. I love Australia, dude. It's amazing.
Yeah, I really want to go, man.
Dude, it's great. Melbourne is super chill, and Sydney is a beautiful city, and everything we did was fun. I got to meet up with an old friend I hadn't seen in like 12 years. We did all sorts of stuff, nature stuff, city stuff. Everything was worth it. It's a bit expensive, but beyond that, it's really great.
Do you want to tell? We got nothing but time here, buddy. You want to tell us some of the stuff that you did?
Yeah, I mean, like, in Melbourne, just kind of hanging out in town. We were just sort of exploring. I rented a car, which of course they drive on the wrong side of the road, right? So that was an experience. It's not as bad as you think. You get used to it in like 5 minutes, and then it's fine.
Yeah.
There's a big road down there. It's called the Great Ocean Road that you can drive down for hours and hours. That was cool. We did the whole koalas and kangaroos thing. Yeah, and then in Sydney, just touring around the city and in the harbor, the ferries, trying lots of different food and just stuff like that. I don't know, just touristy shit, but it was worth it. The Opera House, all that kind of stuff. But it's just great. It's a really fun time. The people are super chill.
Did you go to the bush?
No. We only had like 9 days, so it wasn't like we were just gonna explore those two cities and kind of get a feel for the country.
Yeah.
And I loved it so much that I'm definitely gonna go back whenever I get a chance, and then go to the reef and the bush and all this and that. But no, we just hung in town this time.
Yeah. You know what's funny? I've never been to Europe, Asia, Australia, Africa. I've only been to North and South America.
Right.
And I would love to go to that's on the top 2 or 3 places I want to go if I'm traveling the world. Australia is one, obviously Europe, because I've never seen that. I want to go back to the homeland, Ireland.
Right. Yeah.
And I'd also like to see Italy and Greece and all that shit too. But the problem is, it's expensive. Extremely expensive.
Australia is 11 hours from me, and it's like twice that from you.
Well, we've been planning this for probably 4 years. Is my oldest son? He's 16 now. He's about to be a junior in high school next year, or this later this year. Right. And we've been telling he loves Japan, right? He always has for some reason. And so we made a deal with him years ago that if he graduated with a decent GPA and wasn't a bum, that for his graduation present we would take him on a trip to Tokyo. So that's the plan.
Do Osaka too.
Huh?
Do Osaka too while you're over there.
Osaka? How far is that from Tokyo?
Not far. Japan's not very big.
Well, that's true. Yeah, good point.
Yeah, Japan is cool as hell. Yeah, you should do it.
I've heard that the food in Japan is amazing.
Yeah.
Like 100%. Basically, like what we consider to be a really good, high quality restaurant here in the States is like every restaurant over there.
Yes.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Me and my wife have been planning a trip to Okinawa.
Yeah.
That'd be cool. Is there still a military base there?
I don't know.
I would think there probably is. My sister was born in Japan, my oldest sister.
Really?
Yeah, because my dad was stationed. My mom and my dad were both in the Navy, and my dad was stationed in Japan during the Vietnam War. Okay. So, my oldest sister was born there. I forget what the name of the town they lived in was. Anyway.
Yeah, you should do it. Japan is pretty cool.
Now, I know you say it's easy for me to rag on airlines because I'm on the no-fly list, but what about that story should make me want to get off of that list?
Nothing. You win this one. This story is a win for you.
Yeah, I would say, I mean, now, knowing that, am I going to think twice before I get back on a plane again? No, I'm still going to fly. So it doesn't really, I mean, all it does is make me more worried than I was before.
Right, which was not really worried at all.
Which is not really worried at all because, you know, whatever. If the plane goes down, I just figured it was my time.
Yeah, what are you going to do, man?
Well, I mean, it would suck. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
But,
like, the odds are still so small, and I mean, they're let's put it this way: they're bigger than they should be, obviously.
Yeah.
But what are you gonna do, man?
I mean, really, it's really surprising to me that there aren't more plane crashes. I mean, do you think about how many flights are there around the world every day, like commercial flights?
So many.
I mean, tens of thousands.
Yeah.
And it's very rare that one goes down.
Yeah.
I mean.
Well, unless it's a Malaysian airline, then they just disappear.
Well, yeah, or if it gets taken over by somebody and they crash it on purpose. We've seen that happen before, I think.
Yeah, a time or two.
Yeah, but in general, those things. I mean, the modern jets, they have two engines on them. They can fly with just one. So if one goes, the chances that both of the engines fail is even more slim than it just crashing.
That's a pretty rare thing.
Yeah, what was the problem with the plane that landed in the Hudson River? Oh, the landing gear wouldn't go down. Is that what it was?
That's right.
Yeah.
Yes.
Now that would suck.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, because you would think. I mean, I'm surprised that doesn't happen more often. Because that's like an electronic deal, isn't it?
I think.
I mean, if the wire just goes bad or shorts out, then you're fucked. They should have a way to manually put them down somehow if they have to.
What gets me is how brain dead GPSs are that they don't have more problems with autopilot.
Yeah. That particular model of plane, the Malaysian Airlines one that went missing, I forget what the particular model of it was, but anyway, it's one of most of these planes now, they fly themselves, right? And so that plane in particular is known. There was one that crashed in the Atlantic because of this. Is known for the computer system fucking up, and so especially if they're flying at night and flying over the ocean, they can't see anything. It may tell them that they're planed out in their head, and they're 10,000 feet in the air when they're actually only like 200 feet off the top of the water. They don't know. They can't see it.
Well, that doesn't sound great.
No. How about go back to letting the pilots fly the planes instead of a computer, please? Thank you. That'd be nice.
We're about to let computers drive our cars too.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll pass on that too.
Well, that's going to happen whether we like it or not. So.
I disagree.
Okay. Cool, but I mean, it's going to happen.
Well, no, it's not necessarily going to happen. You have a lot of companies pushing for it, and they absolutely deserve to go bankrupt when nobody buys that horse shit.
I tend to agree with Volusia. I think it's eventually going to happen.
Yeah, they're going to flip our burgers too. I mean, it gets. It's not a question of whether that'll happen. It's a question of when.
I mean, just within the past 10 years, every store now has self-checkout in it. Every single one. Yeah. Every gas station does. Every store does. If you go to like a Taco Bell, if it's been built in the past 5 years, you might not even see a person in there. You go to a kiosk to order, and you pay through the kiosk, and basically you just wait for your food to be put on the counter. They don't even talk to you.
Yeah, the drive-thrus. I've seen videos that a lot of them are all automated as well.
Now, I'm not getting like you remember when Uber tried to do that shit, the selfless, the personless Uber rider in California, and they ran somebody over.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm not getting in an Uber if there's nobody in there. I'm just not doing it.
Yeah, I also don't think these are valid comparisons either. Like, you can't compare a business going automated versus them forcing you to have an automated vehicle.
I don't.
Like, that's comparing apples and oranges.
Right. I'm not saying that people are going to be forced to have automated vehicles, but I mean, no one's forced to have a smartphone either, right?
I mean, there are some people, especially women, that probably are worse drivers than the self-driving car. So.
Right. Definitely worse parkers. That's
Or at least on par.
Or at least on par. Yeah, I might trust a driverless Uber more than I trust riding with Mrs. Peete.
right. What I was, like I just said a minute ago, like no one's forcing people to have automated cars, but no one's forcing people to have smartphones either.
Yeah.
Well, yes, but the demand just doesn't seem to. The demand isn't there en masse. Too many people still don't trust that shit.
No, not yet.
That's like electric vehicles. The majority of people still just don't want them.
Yeah, not yet. I mean, you know, once they're better than not having it, then people will want them. It's not there yet.
Slim, do you ever let Mrs. Slim drive when you guys are together? You do?
Yeah, as long as I'm going to sleep.
Well, okay. Now that's like I am, but in general, like if you're just driving 10 minutes away or 15 minutes away to go somewhere with her, who's driving?
Actually, the majority of the time she is, because I drive so much I'm sick of it.
Oh, okay. Huh.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah, I always drive, and not because I want to. It's because it's not a fun experience riding in the passenger seat with her, and then I just, then I come off like an asshole because I'm yelling at her the whole time because she's
Right.
not driving good.
It's
So
too
to avoid that whole situation, I just drive.
stressful. Yeah. That's how I do it.
Well,
Too.
it's weird. Like, my wife's a better driver if the kids aren't in the car. Like, if it's me and her, she's fine. If the kids are in the car, then she starts hesitating and double thinking shit, and that gets on my nerves.
Now, I think that Mrs. Peete might be an evil genius, a mastermind of sorts, because she knows that I like things done a particular way, whether it's driving or even like the way that the dishes are done. So I feel like that she is purposely bad at all of those things just so I'll do it and she doesn't have to do it.
Yeah, I've
great
wondered that
strategy.
same thing. Because, like, especially like if we're going to the Slav Olympics or something, she acts like she can't read road signs.
Right.
Like how many interstates you got to be on before you figure this shit out?
Yeah, Nature Boy, that's a good point. Remember when she ran over the helmet and dragged the motorcycle helmet underneath the car for 3 blocks?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and then pulled up in the driveway, comes inside, I'm sitting there, and she goes, I think something's wrong with the car. I go, what? And she goes, I don't know, it's making a weird noise whenever I try to turn. I go out there and there's a fucking helmet stuck in the wheel well. I said, did you kill somebody?
Yeah, that'd have been my next question. Like, where was the head that was once in this helmet?
Yeah. Well, she claims that it fell out of the back of a pickup truck, and she ran over it. But,
Well, as long as it wasn't attached to the head of a motorcyclist. then
Yeah.
it's probably fine.
Yeah. Which I think if the cops haven't come knocking on your door yet, it probably ain't gonna happen.
Probably all right.
just shows like that she has no idea. There's no way I would have been driving with that helmet dragging underneath the car for 3 blocks and not knowing there was something that I was dragging. You know what I mean?
Like, now see me though, like cool shit falls out of the bed of trucks in front of me. Like the last time something fell out of a bed of a truck in front of me, it was a cooler half full of beer. And I was nice. I waited for like 15, 20 minutes for the guy to come back for his cooler and his beer, and when he didn't, I was like, well, fuck it, it's mine now.
Yeah. That's a win. That's what I call that.
The beer's gone, but I still have a cooler.
Yeah.
Yeah. See both short-term and long-term gains there. Pretty good.
Now, to be fair, I did get in a car accident a couple weeks ago or last month or whatever. And I was driving, so that was my fault. Although I still don't think it was, but whatever.
Yeah, you had more excuses than the Clemson football team.
Yeah. Well, I maintain the guy shouldn't have been where he and he shouldn't have been there, but whatever. But by the letter of the law, it was my fault. So.
Oh, I've had somebody hit my truck before, but he was ticketed, not me. And like, I get, trying to be nice, and I guess I could have let him in, but when traffic's merging in, I let 3 of them in. You wait for the next guy. How nice have I got to be?
Whenever the insurance company called me, to do my official statement and claim and all that, I told her the whole story, and she goes, all right, is there anything else you want to add before we end the recording? I said, yeah, I got something to say. I said, this has nothing to do with anything, but I think you're going to find it interesting and funny like I did. I said, the guy that I hit told me that he's been hit 11 times in the past 5 years. 11. I said, now, look, there's not a human being walking the earth who gets in 11 car accidents and none of them are his fault.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's just not possible.
Yeah, the only people that do that is normally Mustang drivers, because those things are just crowd magnets.
And she actually giggled and then got back to being professional because she was being recorded. Anyway. Have I ever got a speeding ticket? Yeah.
I watched your video that you posted.
Yeah.
I mean, did you go to the Price is Right Institute of Product Display or something?
Yes. That was kind of the point.
That was good. I like that.
Kind of the point. I might make one of those ridiculous videos for each one I have. Why not?
Why not?
I got to post videos of this channel, and this isn't a football channel, so I can post whatever the fuck I want, It's not like anybody's watching them anyway.
Well, you got at least one view.
Yeah. So did you eat an Irish dinner last night like me?
Actually, no. We did some homemade Chinese.
Nice. I got drunk as a skunk on St. Patrick's Day. Oh my. It was fun though.
Oh, in China or in Australia? When'd you get back?
I was my first day back. I got back on Saturday night. So St. Patrick's Day was my first day back.
Gotcha.
So I went out to the bar at 1 o'clock in the afternoon, and by 8 o'clock I was done.
Did you say that was your wife's first time? Well, no. I guess you came to the States when you came.
Yeah, she's been around. She's been to Europe. I haven't been to Europe.
Oh, okay.
She's been around. She's been to the States a couple of times. It was our first time in Australia, yeah, but
Where in Europe have you been?
I've never been to Europe. She's been around.
Oh.
I've never been to Europe.
Okay. Slim, you've never been to Europe either, have you?
Not the mainland, no. We took when I was a kid, we took a trip to visit my aunt and uncle in Ireland when he was flying cargo flights out of Dublin.
Cool.
Yeah. Speaking of Europe, there's a show on Netflix that I just finished. Started watching it last week. Called The Gentleman. Have you heard of it?
No.
Negative.
It's good.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's good. Anyway, it takes place in England.
Yeah. I like
Is it the one with Tom Hardy playing 2 roles in the same show, like twin brothers or something?
I don't know. I don't think so.
Okay. Maybe I'm confusing it with something else.
I like the one about the soccer team that Ryan Reynolds and Rob McElhenney bought. Have you seen that one?
No.
I've seen clips.
What is it? Yeah. Is that a movie or a documentary?
It's a documentary series. It's called Welcome to Wrexham. They bought this this really old club in Wales, but it had been relegated to the 5th tier, but it has a really good fan base, and so they pumped a bunch of money into it, and they're trying to build it back up to being a good club again. And it's kind of like a documentary about the townspeople and how they didn't accept them at first because they're these Hollywood guys and this, and then they eventually won them over, and it's pretty cool. It's a good show.
Huh. Last documentary I think I watched was that one where the guy in Omaha had the that was a crazy story, man. What was the name of that? Love?
Oh yeah, the one Lou was talking about. Yeah.
Yeah, that shit was nuts. And
The serial stalker chick from Omaha, Nebraska.
yeah, she's in prison for life. But if you would have told me that Hollywood wrote that story and it wasn't real, I would believe you. If I didn't know it was real, I'd be like, there's no way this really actually happened the way that it happened. But what was the name of that show?
I don't believe Hollywood could write an original thought these days.
Dude, it's really bad.
Dude, have you seen like the supposed remake of Tombstone they're fixing to do?
Oh, they're not going to fuck that up, are they?
Yeah,
Ah, man, I hate when they do that.
Guarantee you, they're gonna fuck it up. They're gonna fuck it
They
up.
always take like classic movies that can't get any better and destroy them.
Yep.
They're gonna have who is it? Matthew McConaughey is doing.
Oh, Jesus Christ!
Wyatt Earp.
I'm not watching it.
Yeah.
I'm not watching
The
it.
dude from oh shit, what's the dude with the barbed wire bat from Walking Dead?
Oh God, yeah, I know. Yeah.
He's playing Doc Holliday. Supposedly.
Man, come on.
Yeah.
Nothing is sacred, gentlemen.
That's one of my favorite movies of all time.
And they're still going forward with that Henry Cavill remake of Highlander.
Yeah.
That doesn't work at all. Like, whose idea was that? Like, what? Whatever.
Don't ask me, man. I'm like, even beyond that, like, who are you going to get to step into Sean Connery's shoes in that movie?
Yeah. And the fact,
Can't be done.
so Matthew McConaughey is playing Wyatt Earp.
I believe so.
Oh, Jesus Christ. That's just terrible. I've gotten arguments with people over this before. I don't think Matthew McConaughey is a great actor. He's got a couple of roles where he was pretty good in, like in True Detective, that first season with Woody Harrelson. That was great.
I liked him in Contact with what's her name from
Yeah. Jodie Foster, I think.
Fucking Magic Mike.
I like that movie too, Contact. That's a great movie. But to me, Matthew McConaughey's the same guy in every movie. He's the same guy he was in Dazed and Confused, fucking 40 years ago.
Yeah.
He doesn't change. He doesn't change his voice. He sounds like Matthew. Like he doesn't. I'm not buying whatever role he's playing. Is what I'm trying to say.
Right.
Yeah.
But some people love that. I don't have any problem against him personally. I just don't think he's a great actor. And he's damn sure not going to be good at playing Wyatt Earp. Give me a break.
Yeah. No, I can't imagine it. I won't see it.
Yeah, I refuse to watch that.
Oh, speaking of crazy space movies, have you seen that new one with what's his face? Shit. It's called Spaceman. It just came out like a couple of weeks ago.
Dude, space movies peaked with
No,
Mars
it's
attacks.
what's his name? Shit. You guys know what I'm talking about?
No, I don't watch movies, man. I don't know shit
Adam
about movies.
Sandler. So Adam Sandler plays it's not a funny movie. It's a serious role.
Can't do it, man. I can't have Adam Sandler playing serious roles, dude.
The movie ended, and I sat there and stared at the screen for 10 minutes after it was over, just trying to figure out what the fuck I just watched.
Yeah.
I was like, what was that?
In general, I'll agree with you. I don't like Adam Sandler in serious roles, but there was one movie he was able to pull it off, and I can't think of the name of it now, but I think it had Don Cheadle in it too.
Okay.
He's riding around Don Cheadle's like old friends with Adam Sandler, and dude just falls. Sandler's playing this character that falls into a deep depression after his family's killed on 9/11.
Oh. Punch Drunk Love?
Was that it? Was that the name of
I
it?
don't know. Frothy Tavern said that. I don't know if he's Rain Over Me.
That was.
Rain Over Me.
That might be it.
Yeah.
That's about the only serious Adam Sandler character that I've seen that I liked.
It's not even that his performance in this movie was bad. It's just the movie was just really weird.
Yeah.
Here, I'll tell you the story. You still go watch it if you want. Basically, what it is, Adam Sandler is an astronaut, and there's some sort of dust cloud that forms in the outer solar system, but it's moving closer to Earth, and it's like bright pink colored. And so they decide they have to go figure out what this shit is before it hits the Earth. So they send him to out by himself into the outer solar system to study whatever this phenomenon is, and then come back. But that has basically nothing to do with the movie at all. An alien finds its way on the ship, and you can't really tell if it's an actual real alien or if he's hallucinating because he's been in space for so long by himself. The whole thing is really weird.
They should have sent Bruce Willis and Ben Affleck. They'd have kicked his ass.
And the alien is a giant spider, and it talks to him.
Right. I'm sure that's what aliens are really like. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like he's high on space LSD or something.
That's what the whole thing is like, an acid trip. That's a good way to describe it. But the whole time you're going, I don't even know if there's a plot to this. Like, what's going on here? It's 2 hours of that.
I mean, it's sad, but like the best of Adam Sandler was like 15 years ago. And it's kind of been downhill since then for the most part. I mean, you've had some stuff here and there. Like, I thought Grown Ups was good, but yeah.
Oh no! I mean, nothing's ever going to top the Billy Madison and the Waterboy,
Big Daddy. Yeah.
Yeah, Happy Gilmore.
Right. Yeah.
I mean, that might be the greatest scene ever filmed when he fights Bob Barker.
Yeah.
I mean.
And maybe I shouldn't have, but I mean, I expected a little more out of Grown Ups than what we got with that ensemble that they put together.
Yeah, was that Chris Rock and Kevin James and
David Spade. Rob Schneider.
Yeah.
David Spade, underrated comedian.
I think so too.
Very funny.
I mean, he was great in the Tommy Boy and Black Sheep with Farley.
Oh yeah, Farley.
The Land. Nick, do you go to Stetson or something?
Yeah, he does. Yeah.
Oh, word.
Yeah, he does.
First time in the NCAA tournament for them.
Oh yeah, NCAA tournament starts tomorrow.
Yeah, and we're in it, aren't we?
I know, and we're a 6 seed somehow.
Yes, although you know what? New Mexico at 11 is really underseeded. Like, they're easily the best 11 seed. They're better than most of the 8 and 9 seeds.
That's great. The Clemson will probably lose in the first round then.
I don't know, man. I don't know.
No.
I have no idea what to expect. I think our team is really good and is capable of making a nice run.
Yeah,
We're also capable of falling flat on our face.
That game against Boston College in the ACC tournament was embarrassing.
That was horrendous.
That might have been the worst game they played all year.
It was. I've watched every game this year except for like 2, and it was easily the worst. Yeah.
Yeah, y'all ought to be able to beat New Mexico.
The thing that was disturbing to me, because I actually did watch that game, and I haven't watched a whole lot of Clemson basketball this year, admittedly, so I'm not an expert on it by any stretch of the imagination. But
so if you have any questions, go ahead.
The disturbing part to me was they got pushed around physically by Boston College. I mean, they got bullied. And you can't go deep in the tournament if you play like that.
Well, the weird thing is that I would say that we have bullied most of our opponents this year, including more talented ones.
They just look completely uninterested and unprepared. That's another problem.
Yep.
And we, you know, I mean, we've been bullying people all year. Shefflin and Hall have been bullying most of the ACC, and a lot. I mean, we bullied Alabama, we bullied North Carolina.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know, man.
Didn't bully Miami though.
Well, we did. I would say we didn't bully Miami. Miami just shot the lights out in the first game. And in the second game, we bullied them for the last 8 minutes, which is why we blew them out in the end. But it was a close game for a while. Miami just fell apart this year. They lost like 10 straight.
And then y'all got bullied by Boston College.
This is what Clemson did all year, right? They started out like 11-0. They go on these long win streaks of 6 and 7 and 8 games, and then they lose 4 in a row. And then they win 8 more in a row, and then they lose 4 in a row. Like, I
don't know. We had a thing like during the conference year where we'd win like 3 straight and then lose a stupid game.
Yeah.
And then win another 3 and then lose a stupid, like that Georgia Tech. We lost to NC State at home on a buzzer beater by 1. Lost to Virginia at home by 1. Lost to Duke on the road by 1, but we got totally screwed. Shocking at Duke. We lost to Georgia Tech in double overtime. We lost to somebody else by 1 point. I mean, it just kept happening over and over and over again. I think we don't have a good end game.
Would you say that they are Clemsoning?
I would never use that. That's the C slur, and I would never use it. No.
Boy, Dabo hates that word, don't he?
I hate it too.
That was one of the most epic rants ever when that reporter asked him about Clemsoning. He got mad as hell.
Right.
He was right.
I was mad as hell too. I was right with him on that. I hate that shit.
Because I don't know why you keep on using the daggum word.
That's right.
Because it's funny. Because you get mad.
Well, he did have a point. Because at that time Clemson was. I mean, this was with Peete Clemson, right? This is when they're about to go on their national championship playoff run, and he's like it's disrespectful to these players and what they've done to say that.
I agree.
And it is.
Yeah.
It is, but it's still.
Yeah, but I mean, nobody across the country cares at all about disrespecting anybody else.
I know, but listen, but he's the face of the football program. I applaud him for defending his players. He should. Any coach should do that.
Just like Texas with the horns down thing. I mean,
that's different.
Yeah, that has nothing to do with their play.
How is that different?
Because that's just like an expression saying, "Oh, we hate the University of Texas." It's not a direct attack on the football team itself.
Exactly.
Right.
And so is Clemsoning. I mean, it's just a trash talk thing. I mean.
Well, again.
But it carries with it some modicum of, characterizing the team's play in some way, and I think it's unfair at this point.
Well, to me,
it's true. Yeah, we used to do all kind of stupid shit, but that was a Bowden era thing.
As a fan, unlike Texas fans, as a fan of Clemson, I don't get upset when people say Clemsoning. I could care less. But Dabo Swinney, I'm not Dabo Swinney.
Right.
You know.
I want to address a comment. No, Clemson basketball should not move on from Brad Brownell. Brad Brownell is a pretty good coach. Is he the best coach in the country? No, but we're not going to get the best coach in the country, man. I mean, what happens for a lot of programs like Clemson in basketball or programs like Clemson basketball in football is you have a coach that does pretty well and punches above their weight. I mean, we're definitely an above average program in the ACC year in, year out. And you fire that guy and you end up going back to the toilet. And I think you got to be really careful about that.
You just have to decide, because basically what Clemson's basketball program has been since Brad Brownell's been there is the definition of mediocre. So you just have to decide, is being mediocre good enough for basketball for Clemson? If that's the answer is yes, then keep Brad Brownell around. But I don't know. I mean, it's kind of like the Mark Richt thing with Georgia.
Right.
I mean, they were pretty good, but they never really won anything of significance.
Well,
and then they moved on, and now they've got 2 national championships.
Right. I think it's different because obviously Georgia football is in a much better position on the national scale than Clemson basketball is. So, I mean, I think Clemson basketball is more like an Ole Miss football, or maybe like a Missouri football or something like that.
Yeah, I agree. Historically, but the times have changed in Clemson because of the success of the football program. I think the resources are there to build a formidable ACC team every year. I'm not saying go to the Final Four every year or whatever. I'm just saying they should be better than they are, given the resources at their disposal at this point.
Sure.
That's my opinion.
I mean, I think right now we're a 6th seed in the NCAA tournament. If you give me that every other year, I'm fine with that, dude. Yeah,
but that's kind of the point. It hasn't been every other year. The last time it was in 2018, so it's been 6 years.
Oh, we were in it in 21.
Oh, okay. Well, what happened there? We losing the first round?
We lost.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
I think this is a big year. I think a flame out in the first round this year wouldn't be great.
No,
because
especially
I think we're not going to be as talented of a team next year as we are this year.
Well, that team, just like every other basketball team, is built through the transfer portal. So
this team, no. This team is almost all guys that we recruited. The only transfer that has an impact is Joe Girard. Everyone else is he recruited.
Right.
Okay.
Clemson basketball team take transfers.
Oh yes.
But this team has, like, you think about it, guys, Shefflin, Hall, Chase Hunter, all those guys are Clemson recruited players. Almost.
Yeah, I mean, look, most basketball players don't stick around for 3 years, like like football players
guys do. This PJ Hall's 4th or 5th year, Hunter's 5th year.
Yeah, so this is Hall's last year, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
I think what Vic is getting to is you may want to have your basketball coach go have a chat with Dabo.
No,
I fucking transfers.
We do. I mean, a couple of years ago, we had a bunch of transfers. It just so happens that this year's we've had a lot of hits in recruiting, and so we haven't needed to take them. But we do take them, like Joe Girard. Yeah, Joe Girard is the starting shooting guard, and we got him from Syracuse as a grad transfer. He's great, man. I mean, he's changed the dynamic of this team. He's very good.
Yeah.
Yeah, Jack Clark. Yeah, Jack Clark's a transfer. That's true. But he's not like a major player, I don't think.
That game I went to in December of 2022. I took my son up to see Clemson versus South Carolina.
Yeah.
And Hall single-handedly took that game over and won that game for
really
Clemson.
good. He'll play in the NBA.
Yeah.
He's very, very good. Yeah. And I think, it's guys like him that are the reason why I do have confidence in this team. I mean, could we lose to New Mexico? Yeah, New Mexico's a good team. They're way better than their seed line. It's a tough matchup. But could we make the Sweet 16? Yeah, absolutely. If this team makes the Sweet 16 or even the Elite 8, will I be shocked? No. If they make the Final Four, okay. But that's probably not going to happen, is it? So
probably not, no.
I'll take one win. I'd love to. And anything beyond that is icing on the cake.
Gotcha. I'm kind of in the same boat as you. I just want to see him win a couple of games in the tournament. That's all.
Yeah, have some fun. No, I mean, we're not sitting here pretending like we're going to win the national title in basketball. Well, let's have a little bit of fun.
Yeah, we're not Tennessee.
You know what? I picked Tennessee to win it all this year.
No, they have a good team.
I have them winning it all. If they win it all, I'm going to make some serious money.
Really, but Tennessee has never even made a Final Four.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I know.
Which that's just sad. Even Miami's managed a Final Four.
Yeah, one, and it was last year. Calm down.
I think.
Okay. That's one more than Tennessee, isn't it?
That's true. You're not wrong. But, it's just...
I haven't filled out a bracket yet, but I think I'm going to probably have Houston winning it all. And I'm basing that on absolutely nothing except for the fact that I didn't know that Houston's good. That's it.
I would have either Houston or Arizona.
Yeah.
Houston got blown out in their last game, completely blown out by Iowa State, who I think is another really smart pick. But Houston is really good. You're going to get good odds, like if you're in a bracket pool, picking a Houston, a Purdue, because I think almost everyone's going to pick UConn. And then you're going to have a lot of people picking North Carolina just because they're North Carolina and they're a 1 seed. And so you're not going to get good odds on that. But think about it. If let's say you're in a pool with 30 people, right? And 18 of them pick UConn and 5 of them pick Houston. Like the odds of UConn winning are not 3.5 times better than the odds of Houston.
Right.
So you're getting better odds to pick Houston, right?
Well,
yeah.
That's all. That's why I'm picking Tennessee. I think Tennessee's really good. I think they're one of the 5 best teams in the country. And I'm going to be in a pool with 100 people in it. And there's probably going to be 4 that pick Tennessee. And so if they win, I'm going to win money.
So who is the Cinderella supposed to be? I know it's not something you can predict. It's different every year.
Yeah.
But
I could give you a couple candidates.
Okay, who?
Look at the 11, 12, 13 seeds who've won loads of games. Grand Canyon is a good one. McNeese.
Grand Canyon.
Yep. Grand Canyon, McNeese, and James Madison.
Isn't Grand Canyon an online school?
No, but kind of. It's pretty much a fake school. But
Yeah, it's fake school. It's like Bishop. What was that?
Bishop Sycamore.
Jesus
Bishop
Christ.
Sycamore.
University of Phoenix Online is going to have a team in the tourney. Jesus
Yeah.
Christ.
So Zona Tucson says Arizona's going to run the table. They're not, and I will never pick Arizona again. They've bitten me in the ass way too many times. Arizona sucks in the tournament. They fuck it up every single time. I hate Arizona. They will lose. There's no fucking way Arizona wins it all. It's just not going to happen. Are they good enough? Of course, they're really good, but they're going to blow it because that's what they always do. They bit me in the ass so many goddamn times.
It's kind of like betting on Clemson.
Yeah.
Well, that's what Tennessee does. So I mean.
Yeah, but I mean, not like Arizona. This is probably Tennessee's best team, right? Like Arizona's always really good, and they always screw it up.
I'm trying to look for
I mean, it's not like Tennessee is always bad. I mean,
no, but they're not Arizona. I mean, their basketball program is not even close to Arizona.
Yeah.
I'm looking for a possible upset here in the first round, like who's most likely.
I like Kansas to lose.
You like Kansas to lose?
Samford is another one. Samford's won a lot. I think Kansas losing is a good one. They have a couple injuries. Kansas is right for the picking, in my opinion.
Will any one seeds lose in the first?
No, but you can't predict that anyway, can you?
Will any two seeds lose in the first round?
It happens every year, doesn't it?
Yep, it does.
Recently, man, yeah. I'm gonna guess no. I'm gonna guess that all the 1, 2, and 3s hold. Our biggest upset is a 13 over a 4 this year.
Now, how about this here?
I'm about to say that doesn't really happen. I mean, you've only had what 3 number 1 seeds ever go down to a 16?
2.
Okay.
Look at this. Alabama plays College of Charleston.
Yeah. They do.
Yeah.
And Alabama doesn't defend anybody, so if Charleston gets hot,
they have no defense. So.
No.
I mean, College of Charleston historically has a great basketball program.
Yeah.
But they're a 13 seed. Alabama's a 4.
Yep.
Go Charleston. Go Cougs.
It's not the worst upset pick, although I don't know about that. I think Kansas and Gonzaga losing Wisconsin. I think it could lose in the first round. Yeah.
See, going back to Clemson, this is kind of my point here. College of Charleston has more tournament appearances in the past 10 years than Clemson does.
Yeah.
Yeah, but they also play. I mean, they don't play in. Okay. Yeah.
Still.
Sure.
Playing the ACC. Yeah.
No way, but
they play. What are they in the SoCon?
They're in the Colonial.
They used to be in the SoCon, right?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they're in the Colonial now.
Okay.
But look, a lot of I don't like how Clemson fans dump on our own basketball pro. Like we're pretty fucking good, man. Like,
No, I don't think.
I'm not saying you. I'm saying like people.
Yeah. No, I know. I mean, I want them to succeed. Don't get me wrong. I'm not rooting against that. Now, the people that do that, I think that's weird. When they go, I want them to lose.
I don't think these guys in the chat are doing that. I just think that they're overly pessimistic, and I understand.
No, but you do see people. I've seen people say it like on Twitter, but of course, Twitter is a fucking cesspool of people. So
right. I think if you watch the holistic season of this team, then you understand that this is a very good team that has the capability to do some serious damage, much like the 2018 team was, and they did. They beat the piss out of Auburn and almost made the Sweet 16, almost beat Kansas to go further than that. So I think this is that quality of team. It just depends on if they show up. One thing that we're prone to is the same thing any basketball team, NBA, college, or whatever, is prone to in the current era of basketball, which is if you just go ice cold from 3, you're going to lose. That's just it.
Yeah.
As long as we don't go ice cold from 3, which we've only done a couple of times this year, then we should win.
Ice cold.
Well, I'm looking forward to it, though. I'm not the world's biggest college basketball fan, but I'll watch the tournament for sure.
Yeah. And you know who we play if we win?
Let's see here.
The Baylor man.
Oh, yeah?
Yep.
Oh, yeah. Says right here. Assuming they beat the toothpaste school, right? Yeah.
Yes, and actually one of my a guy that's a friend of mine, I love him and hate him. He's a Jets fan, and he's from New Jersey, and he's annoying, and he's a douchebag, but I do like him. And he's a Colgate grad, and so he's all fired up.
He's a douchebag, but you like him. Yeah.
That's right. That's right. He's a douchebag, but he's funny, and he's cool to hang out with.
Okay.
Colgate's a private school, isn't it?
Yeah.
What kind of school is it?
It might be like Jesuit or something of that nature.
I mean, what's like their specialty? Do they have like a medical school or something, or a dental school maybe?
I have no. Let's find out. Hold on, look it up.
That would be funny.
It would be hilarious.
Yeah, a dentist who graduated from Colgate.
Yeah.
It's kind of like Mike Saha. He's
The rivalry is with Crest College.
Still fun to hang out with.
Hamilton, New York. Hold on.
No, maybe they have a law school or something.
Baptist, but like New York Baptist. It's not really like. I don't know. They have a museum of anthropology.
Okay.
Apparently, it's a very selective school, so it's a good school.
Right. Probably expensive as shit too.
I'm sure. No question about that.
Yeah.
I don't know. It doesn't say a whole lot about their most prestigious programs. Maybe
Well,
because no one gives a shit.
Imagine Clemson and Baylor play each other. Clemson wins. Poor Baylor, man.
That'd be great.
Losing a basketball game to a football school.
That's right.
When you're a basketball school.
Baylor's really good. Obviously, they won the national title a couple years ago. They're better than us this year, but we can absolutely beat them. They're not like, yeah, we can totally beat them.
Yeah.
Like they'd be a short favorite. New Mexico's favored to beat us. They're like a 3-point favorite.
Are they really? Why?
Yeah. Because New Mexico is underseeded at 11. Like they're ahead of us in the computer rankings.
Is New Mexico underseeded and Clemson overseeded?
No, I don't think we're overseeded. I think 6 or 7 is right for us. I think 8 would be right for New Mexico.
Okay.
Like they're not an 11 seed. They should be like an 8 seed.
They're underseeded.
New Mexico could be a 7 or an 8, and they're an 11, and so it just sucks to get that as a matchup.
Yeah, New Mexico is underrated. Yeah.
Yes, right. They're in both computer rankings. They're ahead of us.
Yeah,
So,
but
you don't. When you're a 6, you don't want to play an 11 that's ranked ahead of you. Like that's kind of stupid.
Right.
But it is what it is.
New Mexico play.
Say again.
I said, who does New
They
Mexico
played.
play? Yeah.
Yeah, I mean the Mountain West has 6 teams in the tournament, so plenty of people. More than the ACC, who's only got 5.
Ouch.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's poverty. Yeah.
Do you think that Brownell saved his job by making the tournament? Because was it after last season that the athletic director said, under no certain terms, basically like our expectation is to make the tournament next year?
Yeah, you're not going to fire him after a season like this. Did we?
Right.
I mean, yeah, we've had a good season. We have a good team. I mean, part of it is like you can't penalize a coach for putting together a good roster, right? Like, I don't know if we hired some other guy from if we hired, say, the Charleston coach, if he'd be able to put up the kind of roster that we have right now. Maybe he could. I mean, you look at it, like Alabama and Auburn are good examples right now. Both of them are shit hot, really good at basketball. And because they made home run hires, could we make a hire like that? Sure, but we could also screw it up and fall flat on our face, right? So, I mean, but yeah, do I think he saved his job, to answer your question? Absolutely, yes. No, they're not going to fire him after this year, even if we lose to New Mexico. No chance.
Yeah, I think that if we don't make the tournament next year, then Mike White is probably gone.
How long has he been there? Like 2 or 3 years?
Yeah, this was his 3rd year.
Yeah.
And he left Florida to go there, which is a much better basketball program.
Yeah. Why? That's weird.
Yeah.
Tournament, so I say he probably gets 1 more year. If we don't make the tournament next year, then he should be fired. But
PJ just has a good point. Well, I agree with it partly. He says the good thing about Brad Brownell is you don't have to worry about giving him a raise because no other school wants him. Well, I mean, first of all, I think he just got a raise a couple of years ago.
Yeah, there are plenty of schools that would take him.
yeah, so I guess
He's not interested in them. That's not he's not gonna leave to go to what, fucking Missouri? Like, no, dude.
Well, he's got job security. Clemson, clearly.
Sure. I mean, he does to a certain extent.
To an extent, yeah.
I think if we miss the next 2 NCAA tournaments, they probably move on.
Right.
I mean, at least Mark Fox could make the tournament. I mean, Tom Green and Mike White can't. So.
And I actually like Brown. I mean, I think he's a good coach, which is part of the reason it's so frustrating to watch them fall on their face when they shouldn't, because I do like them. But
yeah, like I say, if we lose by 15 to New Mexico and then we miss the tournament the next 2 years, they're going to move on.
Mm-hmm.
But he's bought himself some rope with this season.
How do you?
Bad analogy.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, he'll either use the rope to climb out of the pit or he'll hang himself with it, right? I think maybe it's an okay analogy.
do you find it a coincidence, Slim, that that Miami hired Dan Radakovich and then the basketball program went into the toilet like almost overnight? Is that a coincidence?
I'm with Huffer Billy.
No, not really. I mean, the guys that helped him get to the Elite Eight and the Final Four the past 2 years are all gone now.
Yeah.
No, they're not. Nigel Pack's still there. Norchad Omir's still there. They just lost Isaiah Wong. That's it. No, Miami was very disappointing this year. Miami was a good team, and they just fell apart. I don't know what the hell happened. Miami's good this year. I totally expected them to be a tournament team. I expected them to compete for the ACC title, and they just fucking.
All right. Well, I guess they're not good then. You thought they were.
But I'm saying, like, last year they were obviously good. They made the Final Four. They were really.
Who was more disappointing in the ACC this year, Louisville or Miami?
Miami. We all knew Louisville sucked. Definitely Miami.
I guess I just assumed that Louisville was always good.
No, Louisville's been horrible the last 2 years.
Okay.
Yeah, they got buried by sent by sanctions from the NCAA over the old shoe thing. Yeah.
They're gonna get a new coach, a high-profile guy, and they'll be back good in another couple years. But right now, their roster's a mess. Miami's got a good roster, and they didn't play up the pace.
Yeah,
Miami, to me, is the most disappointing team in the ACC.
Yeah, you mean Shoeyville. Yeah.
I mean, I expected a little regression this season, not what they got.
Right, I agree. That's what I think too. Yeah.
But then again, I mean, that's kind of been the story of Jim Larranaga's time there. Hot and cold.
Yeah, that's pretty true. But again, I mean, I think if you're Miami, you're for the most part okay with it because he's made Elite Eights and Final Fours, right?
Right.
Is Colby in?
I am. There's a whole bunch of them on Twitter that are hollering about firing him.
That's insane. I mean, listen, I would absolutely take the results that Larranaga's got at Miami at Clemson. I would rather have Larranaga's resume than Brownell.
He's by far the best basketball coach we've ever had. That's not even a question.
Sure, 100%. And you could say, and it would be a reasonable thing to say, that Brownell's the best one that we've had, which is an indictment of Clemson's basketball.
What about Oliver Purnell?
No, dude. And again, he was there when I was in school.
What about what's his face, the Tennessee coach?
Rick Barnes.
Yeah, Rick Barnes coached at Clemson.
Yeah. And we were pretty good then.
You think, but you think Brad Brownell is better than Rick Barnes?
No. But there are metrics. I mean, he's got a lot more wins at Clemson. I mean, Barnes left Clemson, right? He just left. But look, I'm not saying that Brownell is the best coach we've ever had, but I'm saying you could make the case, and that it's not a great state of affairs.
Purnell left Clemson on his own too to go take a job in some no-name school.
And how the fuck did that work out?
It didn't. But
look, Purnell should have stayed, but. Look, I'm not trying to be negative right now. We got an NCAA tournament game in a couple of days. We should be positive right now.
Oh, I'm excited for it.
Well, and even after this season, like I said, I'm still positive because, I mean, before Larranaga, the best Miami basketball had ever done was one Sweet 16 appearance, and that was in 01.
Right.
They actually almost won the Triple Crown that year because they won it in football and basketball, or football and baseball.
Right.
But they lost in the Sweet 16 in basketball.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't blame Barnes for leaving either. He took the bag. He went to Texas.
Yeah, no, and I don't blame him either. I mean, the way that he did it was a little bit sleazy, but whatever. It was a bit disrespectful the way that he did it, but it's fine. Whatever. I'm over it. It's been 25 years. I'm over it. But no, look, I mean, there's a fine line to walk. We all want to be great in everything, right? But look, I like to be, being good is cool. It's not like football. Being Tommy Bowden was not good enough for Clemson football, right? But Brad Brownell might be good enough for Clemson basketball. I know.
Well, he's been there. How long has he been there? Since like 2010? Yeah.
14th season. Now his first year was 2010-11 was his first year, and so this is his 14th. Yeah. But again, I mean, I'm as big of a Clemson basketball fan as anybody. Fuck, when I was a student at Clemson, I was famous for being the biggest Clemson basketball fan in the entire student body. There's fucking articles about it. Like, I'm as big of a Clemson basketball fan as anybody.
I know you sent us the picture of you with your dreadlocks and on the basketball court. Yeah.
Yeah, I was kind of like well known for that. But at the same time, I don't. Do I want to make the tournament every year? Yes. I would take making it every other year. Yeah, 4 times in 14 years is not good enough for me. That's true. And I expect to see better things in the next 5 years, or else we should move on. But right now, after we've had we got 21 wins right now. We're a 6th seed in the tournament. That, to me, is good. And if we can do that on a more consistent basis, I'm all about it.
When do they play tomorrow or Wednesday?
We play the second day.
So Wednesday.
No. Tomorrow, no. We play. So the first round starts Thursday. The first round is Thursday, Friday. So we play.
Well,
Friday.
the play-in games are tomorrow. Start tomorrow.
Right. But we're not in that. So
yeah.
Play-in turn.
Yeah. So the first round games, the actual first round is Thursday, Friday. We play Friday, and it's 3:10 in the morning over here, which means it's 3:10 in the afternoon over there.
Oh, perfect.
Yeah, fucking 3:10 in the morning sucks, but I'll be up.
Yeah, you go to the sports bar to watch it.
Yeah, and they should be open. They stay open all night for the tournament games. So yeah.
Awesome.
So I'll be there with maybe 10 other people watching Clemson. I'll be the only Clemson fan for sure, watching on my little screen, making a big ruckus, and everyone will be looking at me like I'm psychotic, and I am psychotic. So that's fair.
I mean, how many New Mexico fans will there be there?
Zero. Hopefully, unless there's one other motherfucker, then I have to deal with him.
Some random dude from New Mexico.
You know? Yeah, stuff like that happens. It's weird. Yeah.
Yeah, let there be one, and fucking Belushi's going to get ignorant, and next thing you know, he's going to be in a Shanghai jail.
No, I don't. I don't do that.
Yeah, don't do like I did at the Mexican restaurant.
No, I don't do that. And I'll talk some shit, but but I keep it to a certain level of respect to where, it's there's no need to be, and there's no need to be in a Shanghai jail. That's not where I'm trying to go.
Hey man, if you can't handle a little trash talk, don't be in the bar at 3 a.m.
You know what I mean? Like I can dish it out and I can take it, and it's fine. I'm not gonna come to blows over it. It's fine. It's just it's fine. I don't worry about it.
Is the not-important tournament on yet? The NIT?
We're not in it this year. I don't give a shit. I know. I don't even watch the NIT when we're in it. I expect better. I don't care.
Yeah.
I know a lot of Memphis fans are wanting to run Penny Hardaway out of town for refusing an invite to the NIT.
Screw that.
Yeah.
Memphis should never be in the NIT. Memphis is a proud program.
Well, I don't disagree with you, but also, I don't know, man. I expected more out of Penny. I mean, he's a legend in Memphis, and he ain't living up to that billing.
I would say this, though, Slim, is you should take the invite to the NIT. You've got young players who need the practice and they need the games. You shouldn't turn it down.
Here's the confusing part about it. Like, he's recruited really well.
Yeah.
But it just has not got put together on the court.
It's true. I mean, they beat us this year, so I can't say too much about them, but, Hey.
Vic, will you be watching Georgia play in the NIT?
Are we in the NIT?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah.
Jeremy Garrettson in the chat says Georgia is in the NIT.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm not even sure if Miami's good enough to qualify for that.
Well, good. Well, at least we're in a tournament.
Well, maybe because Memphis backed out, there was a slot left and they invited Georgia.
All right. Well, thank you. Well, thank you, Memphis.
I don't know.
I hope they don't fucking invite Miami for that slot, because listen, Boston College finally put a bullet in the head of that dead horse so we can quit beating it.
Yeah.
Let this season die.
It's already dead, man.
Hold on, let's see. NIT. Brad, it's great to look at this when we're not in it.
I find it hard to believe that anybody's making money off that tournament. Like, who's making money off it? Because nobody watches it.
And how many teams are in the NIT?
It's 32 teams in the NIT, I'll tell you right now.
Yeah.
Seton Hall, St. Joseph's, Princeton, UNLV, Providence, Boston College, LSU, North Texas, Wake Forest, App State, Ohio State, Cornell, Virginia Tech, Richmond, Georgia, Xavier, Indiana State, SMU, Cincinnati, San Francisco, Bradley, Loyola Chicago, Butler, Minnesota, Villanova, VCU, Utah, UC Irvine, Iowa, Kansas State, and UCF and USF.
Damn, Villanova's in there?
Yeah, they didn't have a good year.
And Ohio State.
Yeah, Ohio State
And LSU.
And LSU, yeah.
LSU's pretty bad.
And we
I saw a pretty good clip of LSU girls team a couple of weeks ago.
Their girls team's good. Their
Starting to
men's
fight
team
with
sucks.
South Carolina.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
Damn hoodlums down there in fucking LSU.
Well, they won it all last year in the girls thing. So.
Yeah. I don't know anything about women's basketball. I know. Here's what I know. I know that South Carolina is really good every year. I know that UConn's really good every year, and then I know who Caitlin Clark is, and what's the chick from LSU?
Angel Reese.
Angel Reese. That's it. That's literally everything I know about women's basketball.
That was the chick. That was the chick at LSU that started the fight in the South Carolina game. She thought she was Dennis Rodman out there throwing fucking elbows.
Yeah.
There we go.
Is Caitlin Clark the best female basketball player in the country?
Oh, 100%.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. She's gonna be the number one. No, I will watch her play. She's really good. She shoots.
Does anybody outside of Volusia really care who the best women's basketball player?
No,
is?
I don't.
No.
I mean, she's legitimately fun. She's good. She's the most fun women's basketball player I've ever seen.
Well, she won't make a lot of money in the WNBA because nobody does. But if she's smart, she can translate that into some endorsement deals and make some money that way, I guess.
Dude,
Yeah, give it 6 months. She'll have an OnlyFans.
And OnlyFans. Hey, she can make more money doing that just based off her name than she ever make playing basketball.
You're probably right.
Yeah, no doubt.
I mean, if that fucking hood rat from Dr. Phil can make $35 million in a year on OnlyFans,
If those two hot
this society is fucked.
if those two hot Miami girls, what was their name again? The twins?
Oh yeah.
Oh, the Cavender twins.
Yeah, the Cavender twins.
One of them's not even playing basketball anymore, and the other one's at Baylor, I think.
Boy,
School in Texas.
If they would have capitalized on the OnlyFans deal last year, whenever they were hot in the news all the time, they'd be fucking retired by now.
Yeah.
I'd have threw down $20.
Yeah, that might be the first OnlyFans I would ever join. Is that one?
Right.
Just for the content alone.
Maybe if Sydney Sweeney gets into it.
Yeah.
Who's that?
Oh,
What?
she's hot.
Who's
Dude,
Sydney
you gotta look
Sweeney?
that up.
Sydney Sweeney is hot.
She's not related to Dabo, no.
No, I didn't think so, but
That's good.
yeah, that's good. Is it spelled the same? Oh no, it's spelled different than Dabo Sweeney.
Well, differently.
Oh, she's an actress.
She is.
Oh yeah, I know who she is. I didn't know that was her name.
Yeah, it's Sweeney, not Wynn.
Not Sweeney.
Not Sweeney. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, she is hot.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah, got some great assets for being an actress.
That's right.
Yep.
Oh, she's engaged, so she's off the market, Vic. No luck.
That don't mean shit.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, what the fuck? And
Yeah, Vic just roll over her fiance with his chair. Be done with him.
absolutely.
You're like, move, bitch, get out the way.
That's right. Motherfucker. Oh shit.
Yeah.
Hey, Pete, you know the baseball team is 17-2 and moved up to number 3 in the country. It's also good.
Yeah.
Yep. They're good.
Man, South Carolina down bad. Clemson's better in basketball, football, and baseball now.
That's true. But hey,
God,
their
dang.
women's basketball is school.
I mean, but at least, for a while there, they could run around beating their chest about their baseball program, but now Clemson's better than them at that, too.
Well, they
gotta
are
be.
good in basketball. In fact, they have a better seed than we do. They're a 5 seed.
Well, we
No,
beat them,
they're a
though.
6 seed also. Sorry, we're both 6 seeds, and we beat them.
We beat them, and we just won the series against them in baseball.
True.
Yeah. Man.
Yes, we did. Did you see those games? Wow, both of them were great games.
I did not see them, though.
Holy shit, they were both 5-4. One of them was in extra innings. They were amazing games.
Yeah, I actually feel like I did see them, but I didn't because all the people talking about it on Twitter.
Yeah.
I felt like I saw it.
It was great, man. First of all, the one in at Segra Park in Columbia was a walk-off homer for us. Man, it was great. I mean, I watch Clemson baseball quite a lot too, man, and I like this team a lot.
Is this Sydney Sweeney chick? Is she the one that had her tits out on Saturday Night Live a couple weeks ago?
Did she on it?
Probably.
Yeah.
It sounds fun.
Somebody.
I quit watching SNL 20 years ago.
I think that was her. Because everyone, it was like making a big deal about her tits popping out of her shirt. And I was like, why, what's the problem with that?
Oh yeah, that's right. People got all up in arms. Yeah, what's wrong, dude?
Well, I don't know. I guess. I don't know. Saturday Night Live, TVMA.
I mean, it wasn't. They weren't. She wasn't showing nipple, or it wasn't nudity. It's just.
Yeah,
I mean,
no.
she was
You
just
can't
wearing.
show that on SNL.
She
but
was
they can
wearing a
show
clearly
the-
a push-up bra, and she had a low-cut top on. So those things were like holding on for dear life.
That sounds horrible, Pete. I don't know. I don't know how I'd deal with it if I saw that.
Ewy.
Saturday Night Live become TVMA. Yeah.
Well, it didn't go X-rated, so it's all right.
Yeah.
Imagine getting mad at boobs. You're right, Slim. This country has gone to shit.
Exactly.
How dare that woman with big boobs show them to people? What a travesty.
Right?
Except if she does it on OnlyFans, then it's fine.
Yeah.
I mean, you know what? Just give the people of this country a choice. You want to see her tits or mine?
We almost saw more than your tits at the Slob Olympics. Hey, Volusia, did you see what Slim wore to the Slob Olympics?
I did not. I'd love to hear about it.
His costume was, well, he wore a kilt.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Now, we're not quite sure yet, because I don't think he's been 100% honest with us, whether or not he had on underoos underneath that kilt or not.
Was he free balling? Because that's what you're supposed
I
to
don't
do
know.
with a kilt.
I didn't see anything.
I mean, Upper Billy Paul did take a peek, so.
Oh, God, of course he did.
So did you?
I mean, you realize how uncomfortable it is for a 60-year-old man to start, grab your skirt and look up your skirt? It's a little uncomfortable.
Hashtag me too, Slim. You've been me too.
Right?
Dude.
Yeah, and that wasn't even the weirdest thing Huffer Billy Paul did that weekend.
What?
Oh God.
Oh,
No, I was rocking compression shorts.
right.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. Nate was wearing a compression Wolverine costume. But
Oh my Jesus!
Who had the biggest boobs at the Slob Olympics? Was it Mrs. Peete, Ballard, or Slim Shady?
I don't know.
Oh, unfortunately, you bring that up now and not at the bar at 2 a.m.
Yeah,
We might have found out.
I know.
Okay.
Although I don't think Ballard made it till 2 a.m. though. Little fellow had to go to bed. He was all tuckered out.
Hey, Volusia, we got VicTube drunk.
Oh,
Yeah,
Yeah.
Dude, I did not mean to do that.
he had a fair amount of rum, and then he was gone, son.
Oh yeah.
I mean,
He was rolling up to everybody. Am I gonna be okay?
yeah,
oh shit. Now, could they ticket you for drunk driving?
yeah. We had that conversation. I think legally they could.
I'm sure you
Probably.
did.
Legally, yes, but
I think that's
I
the
mean-
weirdest part is legally, yes, yeah.
legally, yes. I mean, well, they can. Technically, DUI goes for any mode of transportation. So,
Yeah.
I mean, if you're drunk on a horse,
Yeah.
ticket you.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
I know somebody that got a DUI on a golf cart.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, there's
That's
1,000
one more.
videos of guys getting them on lawnmowers.
Do you know how fucked up you have to be to get a DUI on a golf cart? I mean, you got to be smashed.
Yeah. Yeah, you got to be whipping that thing around in places that golf carts should not be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's possible in this neighborhood because everyone's got golf carts except for your boy. I don't have one.
You don't have a golf cart?
No, they're expensive, Vic. We looked.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie. We did look at getting one, and I wouldn't mind having one, but I don't really need one.
Too expensive.
But I mean, there's a bunch of golf cart dealerships around here too. But I mean, even just like a cheap baseline model without all the bells and whistles on it's like $5,000 or $6,000.
Yeah.
And then they go all the way up to, I mean, you can get them to $25,000 golf cart. That's insane. It's like a car.
Yeah, I was going to say, what the fuck?
It's like a Colt neighborhood. Yeah.
Yeah.
I can. If I'm gonna spend $25,000 on something, I can get a whole lot more use out of a Can-Am.
Yeah. I
versus a
mean,
golf cart.
yeah, exactly. And that's kind of my point. It's like,
And what?
I mean, you can get a really tricked out nice golf cart for $10,000. Don't get me wrong. You don't have to spend $25,000, but that's $10,000
Yeah.
Yep.
for something that you don't really need.
Yeah.
Like I can get a whole lot more use out of a Barrett M82A1 for $10,000 than I am that golf cart.
There's a guy in this neighborhood. He's smart too, because of all he knows. There's thousands of people in this neighborhood that have golf carts. He customizes them in his garage. He's got his own business.
Right.
So I don't know how much. He probably charges a good bit for that. You know, he'll change the upholstery and all that to make it your favorite NFL team or college team. You know, all that kind of shit. Put speakers in it and fucking all kind. People do all kind of crazy shit to their golf carts.
I mean, you get Jay to put speakers in it. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, Jesus Christ. A J golf cart.
Yes. Yes.
I wonder if there's gangs that ride around on golf carts.
Yeah. Yes, they're a golf cart gang. Yeah.
I told you a couple months ago, a kid got killed in my neighborhood on a golf cart.
Yeah, you did mention
A 2-year-old.
Yeah, I think you told us about that.
Yeah, 2-year-old fell off the damn golf cart, and the golf cart riding behind it ran the kid over, killed him. It's fucking terrible.
Yeah, see, like my next door neighbor's got one of those Can-Am side-by-sides. It's like a 1,000 cc. Dude, that thing will do 60, 70 miles an hour.
Yeah.
What's it?
I mean, it's got long travel suspension on it, the whole nine. I mean, there's nowhere you can't take that thing.
What? Okay.
Yeah. Slim, have you ever had a bike, like a motorcycle?
Yeah, technically, yeah. I mean, it was more motocross style, but yeah.
Oh, you're talking about almost like a dirt bike?
Dirt
Yeah,
bike.
basically.
Oh, okay.
But I mean, you're talking what, 600-800 cc, something like that. So I mean, it's still
Yeah, it's still haul ass,
motor
yeah.
on that thing.
Yeah. I'll eventually get another one, but I'm waiting until my kids are out of school. You know?
Right.
Yeah.
I got enough half-done projects as it is.
And motorcycles are like the opposite of golf carts. You can get a fucking badass motorcycle for 10 grand. I mean,
You may want to update yourself on some prices.
that's about what I paid for mine in 2013, brand new off the showroom floor.
Okay.
But
May want to update yourself on some prices.
are they going way up or something?
Well, I mean, depending on what you want, but yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, if you're looking at a cruiser or something like that, yeah, you're gonna pay 30-35 grand at this point.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Mine was just a Harley Sportster.
I mean, those are up 13 to 15 now.
Oh, wow. Okay. I missed that thing.
Yeah. I think I'm just gonna have to go get it because my wife keeps telling me no. She doesn't want me to.
Well, that's what any wife's going to say. You have to do like I did. Just come home with it. I didn't ask permission.
Yeah, well,
Right.
that's what I tend to do with things.
Yeah. She was not mad. I mean, she was not happy when I did that, but she got over it.
Yeah, but
It was worth it.
to ask permission.
Yep. Ask for forgiveness, not for permission. That's correct.
Especially since she knew I was going to look at bikes and she told me don't come home with one. And I was like, I'm not. I'm just looking. 2 hours later.
Yep.
Surprise!
Surprise. Yeah. Yeah, she wasn't happy.
Yeah, well, like I said, I've got enough half-finished projects. I mean, I got one truck with the motor pulled and the whole front end off. And I got another one where I got to get something up and running so I can take it off the road.
Yeah. Yes, Nature Boy, that's the same day. Yeah. I ran over a mailbox on the bike within 3 seconds of riding it.
Nice.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm about to say you didn't have. You think you said you didn't even have your motorcycle endorsement, so you had to have a buddy ride it home,
Yeah.
and then you took over.
I didn't have my license. They wouldn't let me drive it off the lot without a motorcycle license. So I hopped on that thing and hit the gas pedal and went right through somebody's mailbox. Right in the middle of their front yard. Oh, God.
Smooth as fuck, dude.
That's my problem. I got too many hobbies that cost money.
Yeah, I hear you on that one.
I either got to stop doing shit or make more money, one or the other.
Yeah, I always choose hobbies that cost a lot. Like, why can't I get into like disc golf or something? That's cheap.
Yeah, it is.
You know, all you got to do is buy a pack of frisbees or whatever. What are they? Is that even what they call them?
No,
guess-
they're discs. If you call them frisbees, they'll get offended.
Oh, they get mad if you say that?
Oh, fuck
yeah.
yeah. I see, I call them fuck them. I call them frisbees. That's what they are.
You know, if I was like, I don't smoke a lot of weed, hardly ever anymore, but I did when I was younger.
Yeah.
If I was really into weed and like it didn't have a hookup, I would just go hang out at the disc golf course. You know, everybody there's got weed. Nobody's playing that shit unless you're high, dude. No way.
Yeah. It's a nature walk. It's, dude.
I can't imagine a sober person being serious about disc golf.
Or Haggy Sag. That's another one.
We have a disc golf course here in North Charleston, Slim. And you ride by that thing, I mean, it is packed on the weekends. I mean, I can't believe the amount of people that actually play that.
I mean, is there that little to do in Charleston?
No, especially in that area. That's like a pretty hopping area where that disc golf course is, as far as this, you know, socializing. A lot of bars and restaurants and shit to do.
And maybe it's fun.
Well, you know,
I don't know.
I mean, you know, the hipsters these days aren't into day drinking, so maybe that's it.
Yeah. Well, I'm sure when they get done with their disc golf, they go get a ice cold IPA and enjoy it.
Yeah.
They get a lukewarm IPA. Drinking a beer also yesterday.
I'm talking shit. I actually like IPA too.
Yeah, but I mean, where you're going with it, these fucking beer snobs with their craft beer get on my nerves.
Yeah. The one I've been drinking lately, it's are you familiar with Voodoo Ranger? I bet
Yeah.
Volusia is. Yeah.
No, I'm not.
Yeah, they got one. It's called Juice Force IPA, and it doesn't taste fruity. I don't know why they call it Juice Force, but anyway, it's good.
Yeah.
And it's I think it's like 9%.
That's a lot.
Yeah, it's good.
Yeah.
Problem is, like if you go to Publix, I think a 6-pack of it's like $13 or something. It's ridiculous.
Right.
Yeah, hey Pete, I think we got Scott in the back room.
Oh, we got somebody back there?
Yeah.
All right, thank you. Hello, sir.
Hey.
Hello. I confess, I just bought a 6-pack of a coffee lager beer that's made here in South Carolina, and it was $14.99.
Yeah, see, that's what I'm talking about. Now, that sounds like a terrible idea, Scott, mixing caffeine and alcohol together.
Yeah.
That's kind of like Jaeger and Red Bull. I mean, I've never seen that end well for anybody when they drink that shit. Jaeger bombs.
Jaeger bombs.
Yeah.
Jaeger bombs are fucking awesome.
Absolutely not.
It's like,
Well, now I know
Those
about
things they
coffee
had years
stouts.
ago, I think they were called Sparks. It was like an alcoholic energy drink.
yeah. It was terrible.
Four Loko, famously so, was the original one, right?
Yeah.
But yeah.
But I don't know about. Now I've heard of coffee stouts and things. I've never heard of a coffee lager though. I don't. Is it good?
Yes, I like it. It's good. I will tell you about Jägermeister. Quick story. Doing a radio promotion Memorial Day weekend. Wanted to do kind of a don't drink and drive campaign, and I just started playing golf. So I decided I will drink Jägermeister and drive golf balls. I got a state patrol officer to come down and give me a breathalyzer. Well, he's giving me the regular test they would do outside,
Yeah, the
patrol.
field sobriety
He had
test.
to take me. He didn't have a mobile breathalyzer. He had to take me into his actual station to do that. But I drank 13 shots of Jägermeister within about 2 hours. I was not slinging drunk. Oh my God!
Yeah.
Falling down, telling everybody I loved him and all that. When he got me to the station, I blew a .25.
Yeah.
I'm on the air now, and I said I blew a fucking 2.5.
I actually like Jaeger bombs. I actually like the way they taste, but I don't drink them because I haven't hit rock bottom yet.
Never touched Jägermeister after that. I mean, I had the worst hangover ever of anything.
yeah.
I woke up naked with my door open and every light on in the house.
Yeah, 2.5 is drunk. Like, yeah.
Dude, that's 25%. Isn't that what that means?
Yes.
0.25%.
I literally poisoned myself with alcohol.
Yeah. Dude, you're lucky to be alive.
I don't know about lucky to be alive, but I will tell you this: never, ever any more Jägermeister goes through my body again.
I believe you.
Yeah.
I have a traumatic experience drinking gin. It was actually Tanqueray when I was in high school. And to this day, I can't even stand the smell of that shit. It makes me, you know, when they say when you smell something like a perfume, it takes you back to an experience. That's how that shit is with me. I can't even stand the smell of it. It's disgusting.
Anyone tried slow gin before? Any of you guys tried slow gin?
Yeah.
I'm not going to sit here and stand for all this Jägermeister slander. I fucking love Jaeger.
Yeah.
I like Jaeger too, Slim. I like
Do
Jaeger
you
too.
really?
I like it.
You drink the Jaeger there on Slim?
Like I said, I like the
That's
taste of
how I
it.
ended up married.
Damn, he had to get her drunk on Jaeger to say yes.
Well, no, the night we started hanging out after we all left the Chinese restaurant, me, her, and my buddy Adam went back to my place. I had a fifth Jaeger. He had a fifth Jaeger.
Does Jägermeister still have the guy that's drinking the Jaeger and he's got that grim look on his face?
I don't know, but I know that every bar in America, when Jaeger was at its peak, like back in 2005 maybe, every bar in America had that Jägermeister machine. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Some of them still do. I don't know if anybody uses them anymore, but
I don't. You don't. When you hear someone ordering shots. Nowadays, it's normally tequila, Jameson,
right?
What is it? The cinnamon whiskey. I can't think of the name.
You know what the real popular one is now?
Fireball.
Is the green tea is real
Fireball.
popular now.
Of course, Grandma's still popular in South Carolina, but no, I don't hear too many people ordering Jaeger anymore.
You know what we had in Panama City?
He tastes just like Jaeger.
Remember when Mac ordered? I think it was Mac ordered us those pickle shots.
Ugh.
Yeah.
It was vodka with pickle juice.
Well, I kind of liked the pickle juice for a moment, and then I just got tired of it.
Is it a pickleback or a cocktail? You know pickleback, right?
Yeah,
It was a pickleback.
Yeah, it was a pickleback. Like I think it was. You shoot the vodka. It was two separate cups.
It's supposed to be Jameson. You shoot the Jameson, then shoot the pickle juice.
Was it Jameson or was it vodka, Slim?
No, it's supposed to be whiskey. It's supposed to be Jameson.
That was not Jameson.
Okay.
I can
It's
promise
supposed to
you that.
be.
Whatever it was clear, so I'm with you.
Oh,
I don't know what it was. I wasn't with him, and all I know is he come out with a tray, and I got handed a shot.
Yeah, and it was good. I thought it was.
it's meant to be a shot of Jameson chased with a shot of pickle.
Jay says he hates the peanut butter whiskey gimmick. Well, you're on that boat by yourself, buddy. Because have you ever had it? It's delicious.
I haven't tried it.
It's good, really good.
It is delicious.
Like the flavor, like the peanut butter or the chocolate whiskey, or I haven't
Are you talking about-
hopped on that train yet.
You talking about Screwball?
Screwball, yeah.
That kind of stuff.
Now, here's the thing about Screwball is it's not something you can you can't drink a lot of it. It's too sweet.
Mm-hmm.
But one shot of it or two shots of it, it tastes just like peanut butter. I mean,
Same thing for Fireball. People shit on Fireball, but a couple shots of Fireball is good.
it's all right.
Yeah, I could do a couple shots of it. That's about it for me.
Yeah. Well,
It's a
I'm not
cheap
gonna
shot.
lie, like, I've been on that damn rum that I get for like 2.5, 3 years, and I've been hitting that shit hard.
yeah.
Yeah, that
You
stuff's
hit
good.
Rumple hard? That's pretty intense. You know
rum.
what
No, rum.
really mess you up is
No,
Goldschlager.
Scott.
Oh god, that's disgusting.
Now he's talking about rum, not Rumple.
Yeah,
Well, I hit
Oh,
one.
he said rum. Oh, okay. I
Yeah,
thought you said
that-
Rumple Mints.
That rum I brought to IOP.
that stuff it is really good. It's Lil Wayne's rum, Bamboo, I think is what it's called.
fucking, the hell's the name of it?
Bamboo.
Bamboo,
Yeah.
that's it. Yeah.
Is it a
Dude,
dark
that shit
rum,
is
Slim?
Good.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, I like a good dark rum. Oh, yeah.
It is
I
good.
do.
I can confirm. I drink that shit right out the bottle.
I swear.
Yeah, that's what I got drunk on. So.
Yeah, that's what. Yeah, Vic had an experience with that. You got good and
Hey,
toasted.
rum and Coke is good, and especially a dark rum and Coke. Man, that's good. That's real good.
You do that rum with either a cherry Coke or a cherry Dr. Pepper.
Yeah.
You're in heaven.
And what's it called again? Because I'm going to look that up.
Jay says the screwball is too sticky. You're not supposed to touch it. You're supposed to drink it.
It's BUMBU, Scott.
Okay. I'll look it up. No, you don't put screwball in your genitals. I'll just tell you that.
Yeah, what are you doing?
Like it's not expensive. It's like 30. I've seen it anywhere from $30 to $35, depending on what store you go to.
Well, next liquor run, I'm going to try it out. I just bought the Van Gogh Espresso Vodka, the double espresso vodka, and it's about, what is it as far as alcohol content? I think it's something like 35% or 40%.
Scott,
35%.
you know that the Buffalo Wild Wings up here by my house, they have $4 shots of Casamigos Añejo, the most expensive one.
Really? That's cheap, man.
$4. Everywhere else, it's like 12.
Yeah. You go to the ice house, it's 12. Or it was 8, and they might have raised it to 12 these days. So
See, that's why I just go buy a bottle, man, because that bottle that I bought was only like $75.
Yeah, I mean, I agree. I don't go out to the bar and order a bunch of shots, but sometimes if we're up there eating, I might get one.
Well, I think you can
$4.
find the Casamigos bottles, Pete, for the Reposado. I've seen it for like $55.
Yeah.
See, Scott, I bought like this big ass 1 liter bottle. Actually, it's probably more than that. It's probably like 1.5 liters.
That's the biggest bottle of tequila I've ever seen in my life.
Of Casamigos?
Yeah, it was huge.
Huge.
It was huge.
Huge.
And we put a hurting on that thing too.
Yeah,
I bet you did.
It still isn't done.
Yeah.
And I got a bottle the same size of Buffalo Trace too.
Buffalo Trace is really good whiskey. That's an overlooked whiskey, and it's one of the oldest distilleries out there.
Well,
At its price point, it can't be beat.
it's the longest. It's the longest running distillery in the country, because most of them were shut down during Prohibition. But Buffalo Trace stayed open with some sort of government permission to produce it as medicine. Which really what they were doing was producing it for the politicians. That's what they were doing. So it's older than the United States. I think they've been in business without stopping since like 1772 or something like that.
Wow.
Yeah.
No, they were that far back.
It is very, very good. I agree with you all. Buffalo Trace is good, especially for the price point. I completely stand with that.
I've only ever had it once. It was good though.
There's so many. Every celebrity's coming out with their own whiskey. I've tried Bob Dylan's Heaven's Door. It's not bad. It's pretty smooth, but I'm sure there's something a hell of a lot better.
Yeah, I don't know if I want to drink something called Heaven's Door.
Say again?
I don't know if I want to drink something called Heaven's Door.
Yeah, knocking on Heaven's Door.
Yeah, I mean,
Everybody's got
Guns
one
N' Roses.
now. Because even beyond Bob Dylan, you've got doesn't Ryan Reynolds has got a gin company. Even Metallica has their own label now.
yeah.
Yeah, every band comes out
And
with their own.
That stuff's good. I've had it.
Did you?
I'm sure Kiss has some sort of whiskey or some sort of alcohol content available. They certainly have a casket now. You can get a Kiss casket.
Did any of you happen to see the Kid Rock interview on Joe Rogan a couple of weeks ago?
No,
Oh, God, no, I did not. I
So
would rather kill myself.
you should watch it because he talks about the Bud Light thing, and so it's since then, he's become like really good friends to the point where the guy comes out and stays at his house with him. The CEO of Bud Light.
Yeah.
at his
Yeah.
White House outside of Nashville.
Yeah.
He literally built a house replicated of the White House. And what Joe Rogan has said about that place, he's been there, is it's nothing but a huge damn party house.
It's like 40,000 square feet, and there's 2 bedrooms in it.
right. It's a party mansion.
Yeah, he's got his bedroom and then one guest bedroom, and the rest of it is just like insane bullshit that a rock star would spend money on.
Right.
Yeah.
So you mean to tell me that his whole outrage campaign against Bud Light was actually all just a bunch of horse shit?
Yeah, he basically called all the people that are still boycotting Bud Light idiots. and that he was really just having fun online, and it took on a life of its own.
Okay.
So.
Yeah. I mean, okay. Yeah.
So I don't know. I mean.
Well, it sure hurt Bud Light. It hurt Budweiser. What
Yeah,
they lost.
I'm about to say they lost billions off that.
Billions of dollars.
And then he also said that since he's become friends with the CEO of Bud Light now, the guy offered him. He's like, "Look, do you want to do an ad campaign with us now? And we'll pay you a shit ton of money." And he was like, "It was a lot of money they offered me to do an ad campaign with them, but I turned it down because I felt like it would be disingenuous. You know, I didn't want to sell out like that." But,
Want to be disingenuous.
Principled.
Yeah.
Suddenly principled Kid Rock. Cool.
come on, man, Kid Rock's cool.
They're going to. I don't think they're even close to the revenue share they used to have. They used to have the market on light beer.
Well, I mean, even if he was disingenuous about it, that was still dumb on Bud Light's part because.
Yeah,
I mean, let's be honest about it. The Dylan Mulvaney crowd is not your typical Bud Light drinker.
Yeah, they screwed up. They screwed up. Yeah.
That is undoubtedly true. Yeah.
Right.
Well,
I mean,
you know, there's a lot of dumb people out there going, "I'm not drinking that damn transgender beer."
Right.
I mean,
I was Bud Light. I was boycotting Bud Light long before it was cool.
yeah, I was gonna say I was like I could care less if I'll tell you what, during that whole thing the price of Bud Light went down by like $3 or $4 for a 12-pack because nobody was buying it. So I started buying it. I don't drink Bud Light.
Yeah.
But if it's on sale for $9, I will.
For a 12-pack, absolutely.
Yeah.
No, I've never liked Budweiser at all. Budweiser or Budweiser. It always gives me a damn headache. Any Budweiser product.
It's not bad. It's just not good. It's like,
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
There's like 4 or 5 other beers. If it's the same price, I'd rather drink than that.
I drink Rolling Rock of all things. You know, it's a Pennsylvania beer. Good pale ale. You know, great beer to me. And I just that's what I drink. And it's not the price point is pretty cheap on that.
Yingling is good too. It's also a Pennsylvania beer. I like Yingling up there.
Yeah, it's all right.
Yeah. Yingling's okay.
Drinks Yingling, yeah.
Yeah, it's one of the oldest beers in around too.
True.
Supposedly.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, I'd just soon get a bottle of Evan Williams and throw a shot of Coke in it.
There you go.
Good to go.
Speaking,
that's a good price point liquor, Evan Williams.
Right?
it's
normally
Before I tried Buffalo Trace, I would have said Evan Williams is probably the best at its price point.
yeah, it's like $22 a bottle, and it's the green label is. And to me, it tastes just as good as Jack Daniels or Jim Beam. I mean, I can't really.
It's normally a house liquor in most bars too.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's not bad at all. You know, sometimes the alcohol, like wine, for instance, you buy an expensive damn bottle of wine, and you could probably get the same taste for a $15 bottle of wine.
Well, you got to find the right one, and I found one.
Yeah.
Which is
It's called Menage a Trois. It is, yeah.
well.
But
Why am I not surprised?
I might have thought of that. Yeah.
it's I like red wine a lot, but I can't afford to pay $30 and $40 a bottle. I can't afford it. So I go around. I tasted probably 12 different types of cab that were in the $12 to $15 price point range to see if I could find a good one, and that's the one that I found. They sell it at Publix.
Oh, did he? Okay.
Yeah.
I'll look. Oh, I've seen it. I have seen it.
Yeah, it's good.
Now that you mention it.
My wife does red wine. She likes this one she found. It's a brand called San Antonio. And it's their sweet red. That's what she likes.
Pete, have you tried I'm sure you've tried the Francis Ford Coppola wines, right?
I have one time. I can't remember which. I think it was a cab. Yeah.
The cab is great, and it's at a decent price point, or it might have gone up. It used to be.
I think it's like $18 or something.
Yeah, I was going to say 15 to 20. Yeah, somewhere around there.
I've done got to the point now, like some of these quote unquote high dollar whiskeys are just not that great. Like I'm not a fan of Blanton's, and that shit's expensive.
We were talking about this the other day. Conor McGregor's whiskey Proper 12. Remember that?
That's nasty.
It's not any good.
Shit.
I've never had it.
It is. Dude, Jameson is so much better.
Yeah, Connor's made a buckload of money, and yeah, he's got to put his name on it. But I heard that is trash.
It is, but a lot of people buy it just because Conor McGregor is attached to it. Like
Well,
I've had better vodkas than Crystal Head, but you know, Dan Aykroyd's got his name to it. They've probably got the best bottle in the business.
Yeah. Yeah, well, that's See, that's good branding. That's good marketing on their part. I mean, whoever probably came up with Dylan said, "Name it Heaven's Door," and they got, and you know, the bottle looks great. It's got like these, you know, it's almost an art piece. You know, the bottle. So
it's got like a steampunk type look to it on the bottle.
yeah, that's exactly right, Slim. Yep. I remember going up to the girl to clerk, and I said, you know, this is Bob Dylan's whiskey, and she looked at me like I had a third eye, and I said, "You don't know who Bob Dylan is, do you?"
Oh God.
She said, "No." Well, she's 21 years old.
Yeah.
And I said, "Well, he's most likely the greatest American songwriter of our time." I said, maybe just look him up. And she said, "Thank you. I certainly will." So thought I threw a little musical knowledge over.
There you go. Spreading around the wealth of knowledge Scott has. Yeah. Tito's is the best vodka, and it's not even particularly close. I don't even know why anybody would spend $50 on that trash that they call Grey Goose from France.
Oh yeah.
That shit is terrible.
It's French. And it's French too. God, no, thank you.
Agree.
Yeah. But if I go,
I've gotten pretty fucked up on some Canadian whiskey.
oh yeah,
Tito's is a good vodka to me. How about you, Pete?
which one?
Tito's.
Oh yeah, that's if I go out to a restaurant and get a drink, that's how I'm like a martini or something. I'm ordering that.
And you know what I have over here is Seagram's. Seagram's vodka. You know, it's damn good to me. It's
See,
you know,
I'm 36. I don't think I've ever had a martini.
Oh my God, they're delicious. Now they've got to be made.
Live a little.
They've got to be made correctly. Sometimes you go somewhere they don't know how to make them right and they're not great.
I swear your pinky finger will not extend if you drink one.
Scott, let me tell you something. I know you've never been to Hall's before. We got to go one day. Now, they make the best martini you've ever had in your life. And not only that, it's giant. It costs $25 for one martini. But but one martini is all you need. It's fucking huge.
Well, I mean, martinis should be made with gin, but that's just me.
No, I like vodka martini. I don't like gin. So
yeah, I like a vodka martini too. I'm with you know, I'm not a fan of gin anymore too. I drank it in my high school and 20s, and I just don't like the taste of it either anymore.
I'm not kidding. If you attempt to drink 2 martinis from Hall's, you won't be walking out of there.
Well, do they serve appetizers?
Challenge accepted.
Challenge accepted. And the reason I know that is because I have drank 2 of them before, and I can confirm.
I sat down with my uncle with a bottle of Bacardi 151, and we polished that. There was probably 3/4 of the bottle there. We polished it off, and I got up and walked out of that kitchen.
Jeez. Did you wear your kilt this weekend, Slim?
I did not. I should have, but I was working around the house all weekend.
Well, you know, if you had a neighbor, you could have said, "Hey, how you doing? Welcome."
No, I finally, weather's finally getting nice around the house. We had bought the kids a trampoline for Christmas, so I got it put together and strapped down in the yard, so hopefully it doesn't blow away.
I swear someone said to me, "I hate the Irish." I said, "Well, I hate Notre Dame too." I swear they said that to me this weekend, and I just went, "Well, yeah, I hate the Notre Dame too as well."
Slim, my kids.
Why would you say I hate the Irish? I mean, what have the Irish done to you to hate them?
Yeah, why do people hate the Irish for?
Yeah, well,
But I did drink some Jameson this weekend, so I made up for it.
And good for you. I did the corned beef and cabbage thing in Guinness. That's what I did.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you celebrated.
Yeah.
You know, we had an
Corned
Irish
beef
dinner.
and cabbage turned out pretty damn good. I did the old crock pot version.
Yeah, I think I'd rather get a prostate exam than have corned beef and cabbage.
why?
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 What?
Just not a fan.
Well, you have not had someone make it for you properly, then, Slim.
It's not terrible. I'm kind of with Slim on that. I don't really like it that much either.
Well, I'll be honest with you. Most Irish food is shit.
Well, we had some Irish dinner last night. It was good. We had Irish meatballs, some sort of cabbage dish that she made, and home fries, potatoes.
Yeah.
Well, Mrs. Peete is,
See,
a
it's
pretty
all about
phenomenal
life's-
cook from every indication I see.
Yeah, I don't
It's all
really.
about life's simple pleasures, and you don't get any simpler than a potato.
Yeah.
Well, and that's what they do is potatoes. Go ahead, Vic. I'm sorry.
I said I don't really care for the cabbage, but the corned beef is the bomb.
Whatever she did to that cabbage, it was great. I don't know what she did to it.
Yeah, I've done a cabbage, like a steamed cabbage with bacon, and man, the kids love it. I put bacon at the bottom, bacon and onion at the bottom, then throw in the cabbage and let it steam and all that, salt and pepper it. Turns out great.
I made those carnitas again on Friday. I perfected that recipe. I could eat
Which
it every
one?
day. I make these carnitas, these pork carnitas that I cook all day in the crock pot. But it's how you cook them, and then it's how you prepare them at the end. But I perfected it.
Well, I've perfected making homemade pizza now, and I took a recipe from a Jersey pie place and New Haven, and I'm kind of making a combo. And what I go and get. I don't make my own pie dough. I don't do that. I go and get the pie crust already made. Put the olive oil on it. Put sweet marinara on it. Put vodka sauce on it. Then a little pesto. And then I add the mozzarella cheese and tomatoes and Parmesan, throw it in the oven for 10 to 12 minutes. I like my pizza crusty. And if I hear crunch when I cut it, then I'm successful.
Well, you're making me hungry.
Well, I did it. I just did it as an experiment, and damn it turned out all right.
It
I
sounds
did some
good.
barbecue in a crock pot that way just to try and experiment, but I did it with a
Boston Butt?
roast.
Oh,
No, I did it with a roast. We did a beef
Okay.
barbecue. Let it cook all day in the crock pot with I added some barbecue sauce, and I tweaked it from there. Mustard, brown sugar, a few other things,
ooh.
and then added a cup of wild turkey.
Okay.
Huh.
Oh, that sounds good. Yeah, I've done a number of
Crock
Boston.
pot all day, and it just falls apart as you pull it out.
Well, I just bought a new crock pot. I bought a bigger one. I bought like a 10-quart one. It's a monster damn crock pot, but it's it cooks very well. I had one that was just all beat all to hell and back, and I finally said, I'm giving up the ghost for you. So this new one is the bomb. I try to cook at least one meal a week in the crock pot if I can. Normally on the weekends.
Yeah. Slim, Sir UGA, he just built a smokehouse on his property.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. I mean, after I move, I might do something like that, but about 3 or 4 years ago, my wife bought me a vertical smoker for Christmas, so that's what I used to smoke.
Yeah.
Is it controlled electronically in any way, Slim, or is it just full your wood fire smokehouse?
It's just a wood pellet smoker, probably, right?
Yeah.
No, it's got an offset firebox on it,
Oh.
so it's not
Okay.
even a wood pellet. No, so that's one you got to sit up all night with a bottle of whiskey and babysit,
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, that's kind of like, that's half the fun.
which is fine by me.
Yeah, I was going to say, that's the fun part.
Yeah, that's like cooking a whole hog or something like that, cooking it that way.
That's something I want to try, and actually, all I got to do. Hogs are considered a nuisance over in Arkansas, so it's like $20 for a permit to go hunt hogs.
Well, Volusia might know this. There's a thing called a Chinese box that you put a whole hog in.
Chinese box.
Yeah, and it's I had a friend who used to smoke, anything and everything. He used to green eggs and all that. But he bought this box and did a whole hog, which he cooked all day
But
and
what's-
invited friends over.
Why is it called a
was
Chinese box?
phenomenal.
What's Chinese about it?
I think it was made in China.
Oh.
I think that the Chinese came up with the idea of it.
Oh.
That's why they call it a Chinese box.
I'm looking at images of it, and I don't have any particular. I mean, okay. I mean, I guess I've seen something like that. I don't know.
Yeah.
Sure. Checks out.
Yeah,
I thought the Chinese boxes was the
did
thing
it
that makes you.
first time, and I mean, oh yeah, when you cook a whole hog and you can take the skin and eat it like a potato chip, that's phenomenal.
Yeah.
Ooh.
The only thing electric I've got on mine, and I've got a probe that I can stick into it. It's basically like a Bluetooth thermometer.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
That way I don't have to keep opening it and closing it to, check the temperature of the meat. I can just keep it closed and pull up an app on my phone, and there you go. There's your temperature.
Well, my ass needs to get back to work.
Yeah, I got to go too.
Thank you, gentlemen. Thank you so much for the time, and I'll see you guys later.
All right. See you later, Scott.
Yeah.
All right, gentlemen. We did it again.
We did it again.
Barely.
Did it again.
We did it, but we barely did it.
All right, we got it done.
Yeah. All right. Well, would you say Clemson plays on Friday? So.
Yep. Should
No.
be Friday afternoon, 3 p.m. for y'all.
I might stream it.
Yeah.
Why not? We'll see. I got to see what I got going on Friday afternoon. But all right. Well, Volusia, if I don't talk to you before then, go Tigers.
The Tigers in that.
Beat New Mexico. What's New Mexico's mascot?
The Lobos.
The Lobos. That sounds racist.
It's some kind of wolf thing.
Oh, it's just wolf in Spanish.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
Wolf.
All right. Well, I'll talk to you later, buddy.
All right, man. See you.
Later. All right, Vic. What you got going on?
Well, I guess I'm going to, I've been going, oh, yeah, well, I got the, doing the Loser Bowl, playoffs. I'm going to do another game on Tuesday and a game on Thursday, so.
All right. So the Loser Bowl on Tuesday and Thursday, and then the Vic 2 Productions live show on Friday night at 6 p.m.
Yeah.
All right. Do you think Mike Saha will come on the Vic 2 Productions show on Friday?
No.
No.
That's unfortunate.
I mean, yeah, that would be cool, but no.
Yeah. Well, he'd have to take time out of his own streaming schedule, which I don't think he really has the ability to. I was actually surprised he showed up on Edward's show and stayed around for as long as he did. All he did was complain about how much he hated us for 4 hours, and then he finally got off. And told Edward they weren't friends anymore.
Yeah, I haven't finished watching that Edward show yet. Because it's
After Mike Saha, now the whole stream was good. Don't get me wrong, but after Mike Saha got off there, it was just me, Traveling Fools, and Colby and Edward for the last 2 hours. It was fun. Anyway, all right, Vic. We'll see you soon.
Okay.
All right, Slim. Any last words?
All right, buddy. Toodles.
All right. See you later. All right, everyone. I'm going to head out, too. Thanks for tuning in today. Lunch Money show tonight at 10 p.m. We'll talk a little bit about the tournament. And I believe I heard him say that we're going to maybe read some of the Slob Olympic 2025 email suggestions on where we're going to do this thing next year. So that ought to be interesting. All right, everyone. Have a great Monday. I'll see you tonight.